All right, so milestone. This is the 20th session that's been recorded.
Nice.
So cool.
There we go.
That's been recorded.
Yep. Because there was the time that I didn't record it mistakenly, and the other time that I was away from home and couldn't record it.
Ah,
So, at last we left off, we had done all of the things in the woods, found our
Thank
random Marcellus asshole who had been captured / caught / nabbed / killed / maimed / whatever by the weird creepy big spiders of forest. You got the amulet back. You delivered it back to our man Douglas in the hills, and he was kind of like, "Yeah, awesome, sweet, cool, thanks. Catch you later." You went to the fort and you turned in the information about where the spider lair was to potentially try to wipe it out, or have the hunters of the fort at some point go and wipe it out to bring some safety back to the area. And then you made your way down to Conneberry, searched for some supplies and things, got restocked, and targeted your sights on the Dragon Barrow. You head out, and the party laid up in the Wayside Inn, as it continues to always be a point on the map that you keep coming back to. And that is where we will pick up in the Wayside. Everyone effectively is now rocking and rolling at level 10, ready to go, and targeting the Barrow to the north. So, if you would like to leave early at any particular point of the morning, or if you have a specific time of day you want to head out for it, if you want things to do at the inn while you're there are still similar services that existed previously that have been kind of refilled, like a forge, there's stables, there's provisioning, etc. So it's available to you should you want anything before you head out.
I think I'm good for the most part. I don't know about everyone else,
enough
but
to get my spells back. We're good.
Yeah, you would have, because you would have slept the night, because as I recall, you were already passed
I would
out
have long rested.
practically. Yeah, already passed out practically by the
Yep.
time you got to the Wayside.
Yep. City girl. Fucking exhausted.
All right, well, I suppose if no one is planning to do anything else, then you can go ahead and set out towards the Barrow. Do you want to go across the fields in the lowlands, or do you want to take the trail and the road?
I vote road.
the road will be easier on the animals. So I imagine we're bringing them in the cart.
Definitely.
Yep. And plus, wasn't there some talk about bandits a little while ago?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we're thinking that we need to rid the world of these incurable blackguards, not brothers in arms, the best place to lure them out of their hidey holes would be the road.
So it sounds like the road.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also, yes, it's easier on the animals.
To get out my little pointer with color here. So, all right. So, setting out from the Wayside. Everyone packs up and you head out. It's still somewhat early morning-ish. Got a good enough sleep and start that you are on the road well enough before midday for sure. So you begin your travels along the trail, and within a fair bit of time, we'll call it a few hours, you kind of reach the high road and you make a bend and you begin heading north.
Sounds good. I imagine we haven't run across anyone at this time yet.
You have not. You have made some passerbys that you saw, random traders and merchants and things, but you have not seen anything of any concern on the roads as of yet.
Mm-hmm.
So as it crosses midday, you continue forward. And you make your way up until you have to break off the road and head over towards the Barrow. Time of day is probably about mid to late afternoon. The sun is kind of coming down in the sky at this point, but it still has a couple hours of daylight still ahead of you before night descends. And you make your way to the location as it was marked on the map.
Mm-hmm.
You find some odd-shapen hills, which appear to fit the bill with everything you had heard about the location in being some form of structure or ruins that had sunken into the earth and has kind of been covered over by time and people's disinterest. So approaching it, I would imagine you guys will want to kind of set up the animals or stow them in some manner to not just be running about. Potentially you want to take a look around, see what you can find, potentially see if you can find an entrance or any form of cave or anything like that that may take you inside.
Correct.
Yeah, we should probably just like make a camp. Go ahead and set one
Yeah.
up before we delve into this. You said it's what time of day?
It's late
About-
afternoon.
Yeah. I will go ahead and start getting a camp ready if others want to take a look around and also get the animals in the cart situated.
As you'll do like I guess about a mile wide perimeter search just to kind of get a lay of the area, take note of any interesting structures, get ready to write down a map of the surrounding area.
Okay.
I'll look around.
Ash
look
is going
around.
to take care of the. Sorry, Castor. Take care of the carts and the animals.
I'll look for an entrance. See what I can find.
All right. So as you're doing your perimeter scan and everything, you don't see any threats or any real wildlife in the area, which is probably a little telling in its own right, because you would have expected to at least see some tracks or something. But it seems like most animals keep clear of this particular area and don't come near it. You don't see any threats, but you kind of topographically get a lay of the land, and you can see that there are a couple of hill mounds which may be entrances or maybe larger structures or something of that nature that you may bear closer investigation. One of which is to the southeast of the little compound, the other which is to the northwest.
Kind of do a rough draft of a sketch and return to the group with that information.
Okay, perfect. The pack animals are well tended to and, happy and appreciative of the attention. Koval sets up the camp, gets everything squared away for everyone as well. And Castor, you set out to investigate for some potential entrances and things. If you could give me a perception roll, please.
You want us both to roll that?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and roll your own. Okay, well, I guess there's really no difference, is there? So looking around, you similarly kind of get the notion that the northwest probably is the entrance of which leads into whatever this undercroft, let's call it, may be in this particular area. The object to the southeast, from your kind of looking around the hill mound, doesn't actually appear to have any means of entrance. But the area to the northwest could theoretically have a couple of areas where the earth kind of sinks in around the mound, and you think that they may have some form of stairs or an entrance that could be there, but it's simply covered over and will require a little bit of digging.
Which one was the easier, more clear route again?
Northwest.
Northwest.
Okay. So I want to search around like the immediate entry area. Not like go too far into it, but you know, a few feet, kind of check the area for traps and things of that nature. Because
Sure.
if this is a quote-unquote dragon barrow, then yes, there are probably fucking traps.
Sure. Go ahead.
I would want just to stay safe.
Gotcha.
Which role would you like, perception or investigation? 'Cause I feel
Give
like
me
it's one of the two.
Give me investigation for traps.
Gotcha.
So, from your investigation, you do not find any traps that appeared to be in the vicinity of the entranceway or anything in and around the structure that you appear to locate to the northwest.
Okay. I think we're probably good for now. So I'm going to turn to Gaster and suggest that we head back to the rest of the party, point things out, and maybe start coming up with a plan of entry.
Good, let's get back.
Because I really don't think we should, like, one, it's a crypt. I hate to say it, but like, what if the dead things aren't entirely dead? So we probably shouldn't go there in the middle of the evening.
I have some ways to deal with that, but I'd rather not use that too quick if we don't need to.
Right. So my point of suggestion, aside from, hey guys, the entry looks pretty safe, is when it comes time to actually enter the barrow, I'm going to suggest we do so probably by morning, not by evening.
Agreed. I should understand as well. They are
I'm fine with that suggestion.
It's also worth noting that there is no game around here. No animals, no nothing. No trails. No wildlife comes to this area.
Has anyone checked for magical signatures or anything around the area? Because if there's no wildlife, that's freaky.
I have. Can you use your magic eyes?
Yeah, I can do it.
I don't know that spell.
Let me find it. I'm going to cast it as a ritual spell.
So, looking around the area with the detection of magic, you can discern that there is a faint trace of necrotic magic in place in this area. It doesn't really seem to have a source, only that it seems to permeate from the ground.
Dragons are creatures of, magic. So if there's one dead here, wouldn't it make sense for that to happen?
They are creatures of very high magic.
Well, this magic is creepy and I don't like it.
define creepy as if all life could be sucked out of you, or creepy as in you can't trust your eyes?
Let's go with the first one, and maybe a little bit of the second one.
Boy.
Waiting
At
till
least
more
it's
sounds
not
real good.
demons.
You guys remember,
That we know of.
you guys remember how we met?
Yeah,
Yeah,
not do that again.
I was gonna
Well-
say, speaking of which, Junie, I take a look at the notes we had from that long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Does one of them happen to line up with this in some way for that map that we had?
I mean, if you're asking me now, I guess I can say yes, because, you know, you actually looked back at the notes, so yeah.
Does that DM speak for I don't actually really remember, so we're just gonna roll with it?
If DM speaks that I was looking at the notes, will be required for him to let us know.
No, there's one other area that because the map actually has all these points on it from the first campaign. So I
Yeah.
already picked out 2 locations, and this is one of them. But
Yep.
it hadn't been brought up or talked about in anyone's recollections of looking at anything from the past, let's say. So
There's no need to.
now that you have noted it, yes, this is in
Found a
fact one
layer
of
of
those
honey.
locations.
Y'all remember that supposed vampire hunter thing that we dealt with? Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember that map that we found with it as I pull it out?
I immediately start looking around for honey.
Use the demon thing on the ground making necrotic stuff. It'll be fine.
No, but this is one of the locations that was marked on that map. I only realize it now because Ash happened to answer yes to my question of this place feels like it could suck the life out of you from magic. Alright. Well, everyone get comfy. We're going to be grave robbing tomorrow.
I'll take first watch.
I'll take last watch.
You know?
All right, so I have a first and a last. Anyone?
I'll
a
take
middle?
second.
Okay. Do we want to do 4 or do we want to stick with 3? It's up to how you guys want to break it down. I mean, I don't think that you really have lost any spells or anything that you're going to have problems with needing the rest for that, but
I think just 3 is probably fine.
okay. All right, so you hunker down at this camp in this very creepy area, which is still and quiet, which is unnerving because it's pretty kind of flat with some little bumps here and there. And you really don't hear much or see much happening, which is odd. The night sky is somewhat clear, and you can see the moon is approaching fullness. Probably within a day, it will be a full moon. So the first watch comes around. And nothing happens. You do have a pervasive feeling of not really like dread, but almost like something kind of gnawing at the back of your mind or kind of weighing you down.
Foreboding.
Potentially foreboding. And second watch rolls over. Again, a whole lot of nothing occurring. And that still continual gnawing and foreboding feeling. And finally, the third watch. Shockingly, nothing happens, and you don't hear or see anything or hear any movement, which is weird. And the foreboding feeling remains.
So, on my part of the watch, as it's coming to an end and the sun's coming up and everyone's going to be getting ready to wake up for the day and start this adventure, I do recite a small prayer to Savras, my god in this instance. I don't talk with him much these days, but I do offer up some words of making sure that we are on the right path and to ensure that justice is served justly and swiftly to those that have broken it.
Noted. He will give you a sign, as is his custom.
I didn't hear that, sorry.
I said he will give you a sign, as is his custom.
Oh boy. Okay. And with that, I just prepare my items and make ready my weapons for a fight, because it's possibly going to be a slog if what's going to happen, I think, happens.
All right, very well. So it is morning. Everyone wakes up, having slept, not necessarily feeling all that rested. And if everyone can roll a 1d4 for me.
1d what now?
1d4.
Where's the 3? There we go.
Covering all the bases, I see. All right, so now what you'll do with that number is subtract that from your current HP. The
Joy.
The powers that be in this particular area seem to have sapped some of your strength simply by being in this area for a long enough duration.
Ash comes out of her tent and kind of grumbles, like not feeling 100%. She just kind of looks at Nokris and sighs and says, "Can't we just use one of your teeth? They won't know the difference, right?"
They will know the difference, I'm afraid. Otherwise, I would say yes to that. You did
will know
not get
very quickly.
good sleep last night, did you?
No.
Well, stay behind me and Nazi and watch our backs, and we'll watch the front.
This place is bad.
Oh, yeah. Definitely is. But we
It's a
need what's in there.
It's a crypt, Sunshine. What the hell did you expect?
I don't know. Not weird sucking the life out of me energy. Most crypts don't have that. They're just depressing.
But you're the one that saw it.
Yes, I don't like this place.
Also, when I come into my tent, I cast Aid on Nokris, Ash, and Talia.
Yay.
You have 5 extra to your max hit points, and you also regain 5 if you were hurt. And you have those extra 5 for the day. I also get 4 back, yay!
So get 4 back.
No, you
Gain
guys
5
get
temporary.
you get 9 back. Because of you guys get both of those, I just get the Disciple of Life as part of my thing. But
See?
you have,
Not so bad already.
I'm sorry, Azzy. I tried to calc this out and it did not work in your favor. Because you always gain hit points back in the middle of the fight.
Yeah, I was about to say, you made an excellent choice here. I am by far the least person likely to fall here.
Everyone check your gear and your weapons, since we're going in. It's not going to be fun.
I got my clothes and my pokey stick.
All right,
Is
so
everybody okay on potions? Because I have some extras.
Doing pretty alright.
I am good.
All right.
How many do you have, Azzy and Caster.
Oh, I have 1. Looks like.
Okay. So I reach into
Oh
my
wait, no.
bag.
I'm sorry. I have 6.
Okay, that's a bit better. And what about you, Caster?
I have 8 potions of healing and 5 greater potions of healing.
Okay. And Talia, I assume you are good as well.
You regular. Oh, I think I used my greater.
So how many do you have? Just 2?
Just 2 regulars. I tend to
I
stay in the back enough and I hang around Caster that if, you know.
I reach into my bag, pull out 2 more, and toss them gently to her for her to catch. You're going to need them possibly.
Okay, just 2 regulars.
Yes.
Okay, I will add those.
And I am guessing, Ash, you are fine, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Did anyone spot an entrance we can easily traverse into yesterday?
Northwest, it looked promising. And Talia said there were no traps from what she saw when we did a bit of a poke around at the entrance.
I stand up, shoulder my gear and my greatsword into position, and I look to Talia and Caster. Lead the way.
Okie dokie. I will scout ahead and keep checking for traps every 10 feet. I've got my 10-foot pole, my elf head on a stick. I'm ready to go. Oh wait, this isn't 3.5.
We just got the magic those real good eyes for seeing traps.
Yeah. Let's be real here. That's the only reason I would go first, is because I have my magic specialize. So no light, please, if you will, unless you're in the pack. I do not want to be fucking blinded.
I'll stick close to you at least for a while. We're going where we already were. That way
Yep.
it's a bit easier for everybody.
Okay, cool. So, legit though, I do want to make sure that I'm stopping and trying to observe and check for traps, so proceeding slowly into the interior.
Okay, well, you haven't uncovered the entrance just yet, so that's
Okay.
a thing to be done before you can proceed into the interior. So coming to the northwest, where you suspect an entrance may be, judging by the divot that appears to come up along one of the mounds, you kind of test at the ground a little bit and find that it's soft. And I assume you'll want to start digging or checking it out.
As he will, yeah.
Okay. So as you start to dig in a little bit, probably about 3 inches in or so, you see the first signs of the carved flagstone masonry that makes side of a wall of some kind of building or something that may have existed where you're currently standing, but is no longer present.
Anything recognizable?
Nope, it is just a kind of well-masoned flagstone that is hewn into a broken wall section that is going down and in front of you into the depression. So, I assume you're going to continue.
Yep.
Okay.
Also assist a part of it as well. Just trying to help out with it.
Very well. So as you continue to kind of pull dirt out of the way, you're starting to see stairs at the base that are starting to lead down. And as you're continuing to move earth out of the way, you see the top of the stairwell entrance, and you begin going in a little bit further through the dirt. And eventually, you pull enough dirt away that you see a small segment in the dirt kind of press back towards you and almost like burp through the earth and split apart. And there's just like a foul-scented, dank air that kind of passes through. And you think that perhaps you may have made your way to the crypt.
Gross.
So you finish clearing that so that you can get inside, pulling the dirt out and off to the side so it's out of the way of the stairs. And you make your way inside.
How much light is in here?
In the interior, it is dark. There are no actual lights anywhere to be seen in here in the structure. And the temperature is kind of a cool, damp feeling, mostly because you are now underground, and it's not very well aired out. The scent is a little pervasive and potentially offensive.
Talia will tear off one of her sleeves in a panic and use it to tie a rag around her face
Very
as
well.
she tries to avoid retching.
Ash is gonna slip a mint leaf out of her pouch and just start chewing it to try to alleviate some of the nastiness in her sinuses.
All right, very well.
I'll cast light over Azzy's shoulder to assist him and Knockers in seeing. Because I'd rather them not be blind in this situation.
I appreciate that. I was about to light a torch.
Agreed. Azzy, do
Wait,
you want
wait.
point or should I take it? Sorry, Caster.
That way you guys don't have your hands filled with torches.
I'll take point since I have a shield. But if I'm looking at this map right, I take it you just put all of our tokens here, but
Correct.
I'm like at the base of the stairs right now, so it looks like I can go forward.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you an idea of the corridor. So as you kind of come down the corridor, you see the similar flagstone, which is kind of like a dull, dark gray shade. I wouldn't really be able to tell you what type of rock it is because I could just say it's slate. How about that? It's slate. It's dark. It's gray. It's been quarried and masoned to look like
It's an
some
appropriate
kind of
building material for this area.
Right. Perfect. It looks great. And it's a little broken and a little disused. So, down at the base of the stairs, you see that the floor basically continues out with some scattered rubble here and there. There is a doorway that you see immediately to your left coming down the stairwell. And there is a doorway at the end of the hall.
Both of these doors are shut.
Both of the doors are currently shut, yes.
What are the doors made out of? Wood, I take it.
The door to your... Oh, I have to do... See, the cool thing is I actually used the thing to do this, and I can tell you what they're made of. The door to the left of you is made of stone, and the door that is at the end of the hallway is made of wood.
Do either of the doors have any markings on them at all?
The one to the left has no visible markings to you. It doesn't even really appear to have a handle, but it does have some kind of little, like, let's call it a receptacle, where it seems to be, like, seeking something, but there's nothing there.
Are the hinges on this side?
For the stone door, no.
Okay. So it's a push open then.
In
Maybe.
theory,
Yeah.
it may be.
Or you need to sacrifice a hand.
Okay, Dumbledore, fucking chill.
Alright. So, do we want to roll for which door we're going through, or should I just go for the wooden one since it looks easy?
Wouldn't
What's-
sound like a safer bet.
Does my detect magic detect anything else other than the weird permeating nastiness?
Well, your detect magic wouldn't be active anymore unless you want to do it again.
Yeah, I'll ritual cast it again.
Yeah, we can sit for
So-
10 minutes.
So with your detect magic, you can tell that the door to your left has a magical property to it. And it would belong to the... Gosh, what school would that even be?
Duration with the protection.
Let's call it... Yeah, let's call it abjuration.
Can somebody explain that to Azzy like he's 5, please?
Like a shield
Thank you.
magic.
Yeah, protective spells. Sometimes they explode in your face.
Great. What about the southern door, the wooden door?
It is not glowing with any magical property.
Well, guys, that door has magic on it. That other door does not have magic on it.
Let's
for
go
the
Munchkin mode.
non-magical.
Kick in the door, kill the monsters. Get treasure.
Let's go for the non-magical door first.
Azzy will advance down the hall to that door, and does it even have a handle? I hope it does.
It does. Yeah, it has a handle.
Good. Hindsight's 2020. Talia, do you want to check for traps?
I do. Thank you for asking. I was about to be like, will Azzy regret this in about 2 seconds?
Azzy doesn't
Uh,
regret much. Besides last
except for-
night's ale.
Comes
Except
back
for
up
being
for a
on
visit
land still,
specifically.
right? Perception, investigation, what are we rolling here?
For this, give me a perception.
My specialty. Kind of.
It has no noticeable traps.
Looks good to me.
Cool. Azzy will kind of shuffle past her, draw his sword, and open the door.
And thunk. The handle doesn't turn. It appears to be locked.
So, door's locked. Hey, Talia.
You didn't ask to check to see if it was locked. You asked
You're right.
me to check for traps. Be more specific.
You are 100% correct. But hey, at least now we know it doesn't have any traps and it's locked. So,
Yes, that
my
is-
lockpicking skills are 10 times better than yours, but only because I've got an iron boot on. So, let's avoid the loud way though, shall we?
The bright way with the light on your shoulder.
That's what kind of ability check is that? Is it just dexterity we're talking here?
Does it not give you an option for pick lock with the value?
Sleight
No.
of hand.
Yeah,
Well,
you
sleight
could
of
just- you
hand
could call it
doesn't
that.
quite cover it.
Whenever
Because
you
that's more
attempt an
about-
act of legend domain or manual trickery, such as planting something on someone else or concealing the object on your person, make a sleight of hand check.
Well, the reason why I'm asking though is because thieves' tools, you specifically need thieves' tools in order to pop it open. But it also says proficiency with these tools lets you add your proficiency bonus to any
Yeah,
ability
yeah, I
checks you
think
make
it's
that
a
disarm
dex
traps or open locks.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
so
it's dex, but I'd
So
also be
let's-
saying
So let's do this.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll dex. Add your
Okay.
proficiency to it.
dope.
And I will let you know if you successfully unlock.
No,
You did, in fact, not unlock it.
I will keep trying.
Okay.
Give me a minute, folks.
Oh, that's right. You also add double. You also add an extra half of your proficiency bonus, don't you?
For a minute there, you thought you
sleight of
almost
hand.
had it, but it's still locked.
Can I put my hand on her and cast guidance?
I found that when I was looking up stuff about it. You had twice your proficiency bonus to the check.
Oh. Where did it list that at? Missed that
And
part.
Master Assistance in Old Dungeon Master. for the D&D 5e picking locks from when I typed it on Google.
Oh,
I couldn't remember the actual rule, so I just did that to see the links that would pop
so
up.
2 times Dex plus my proficiency.
2
Oh
times
no,
your
2 times
dex
proficiency
to the
plus my
bonus
Dex.
to the dex.
Gotcha. So I'd be getting a total of a plus 10 still. So each of those should be 4 points higher.
Right.
So 16. But either
So,
way, keep
so
going.
yeah, just keep going for me. This particular lock is pretty well made.
So
okay.
that would be a 23.
So you best the lock, and it finally gives way with a satisfying click.
As I step back and bow forward and flourish my arm like a maitre d', waving them inside of the restaurant.
I do apologize for the slave hand. I forgot that you also add like half your proficiency on top of that, which is why
I
just went
forgot
to it
about that
first.
part too. Well, this is the first time we've had to seriously pick a lock, though. I think.
Isn't it though?
Normally
Yeah.
you just open the lock and it opens up. Tell you what happened. What kind of sorcery is this?
I mean,
Alright.
like, next time I'm gonna get my mage hand to do it though, because I don't want to accidentally set off any traps.
All right, so the door is now unlocked.
I assume that we all get back into formation, and Hazi tries the door again.
Sounds good.
It opens with ease. And before you is an empty room with the rubble and some random refuse strewn about. There is some ruined desks and bookcases with completely destroyed and illegible molded over tomes. And generally you find nothing else of interest in this particular room. The floor is covered with square alternating tiles with a white and black pattern. And otherwise, that is the extent of this room. And there is another wooden door to the south.
Same routine.
Sounds good.
Check the door again.
We're gonna check it for traps, and then check to see if it's locked.
In that order.
I mean, it probably makes the most sense, right? Because you don't want to set off a trap by trying to pick a lock.
True. I'm going to use Mage Hand to do it this time. Because Arcane Trickster is the thing. Yeehaw.
I'm also
Cool.
gonna cast guidance.
Alrighty. And you guys can move up on the map there, should you actually want to enter the room.
Fine, I'll go a full 30 feet away from the door.
You gotta actually be in the room to be able to see the door.
Fire it up. I mean, I could stand at the other door. It's still 30 feet, isn't it?
Was this map still
No,
supposed
no,
to
it's
be
not.
all white?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, basically what it is I used a dungeon generator to generate this dungeon map and make me all kinds of cool things, like telling me what spawns would be in what rooms, what traps would be where, what doors would be where, what types of locks they have, if they're enchanted or not, etc. So it's pretty cool. So I'm,
Donjon.
I'm testing. Yes, it's Donjon. So I'm testing this out to basically see how I like it, and it might be redoing some of the encounter maps.
Wait. This is our first actual dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually playing the game now, guys.
I mean,
It's
we
the
have
first
been.
part of the name of
We're
the game.
literally
I mean, this is technically
Dungeon
dungeons.
for
Who knows? Maybe you'll have the second part of the name of the game too. You don't even know.
Maybe. While Talia is checking for traps and if it's locked, you said that all of the books and the manuscripts and things in here were illegible due to mold and time, correct?
That is correct. In this particular room, yes.
That's what I wanted to know.
I was
Thank
just
you.
greatly disappointed by this.
Well, I mean, you got to think like you basically have this place that's sealed over, and it becomes like a bubble that's full of like, dank,
check the door for
dank
traps.
air and moisture.
Yup.
Things not gonna be so good. All right, so the door is not trapped.
Is it locked?
The door is not locked.
Wait, read the mold. Casters, tell her to speak to the mold.
Read the mold to see what words were on the books that the mold ate.
You know, wouldn't the ink like be all fucked up?
That's why you're reading the mold itself.
Right, but you think that the mold would really know how to read? That's step one right there.
Okay. Do you remember the part where this place is infested with necromantic energy? I think the mold knows how to fucking read at this point.
The necromancy magic probably ate the words off the mold.
In either case, the door is not
Mage
locked.
Hand. I recall Mage Hand and dismiss it. It is not locked.
Great.
Please proceed. Protect me and my frail form.
I'll go back to the back of the formation again.
As he readies himself and opens the door.
I think the
Alright.
druid even has more HP than me.
Yes,
As
he most
you
certainly does.
As you make your way into this next room, you see among the floor similarly not colored tiles like you saw in the room before, but the original flagstone slate kind of bland gray tiles. There is rubble strewn about. And to the east, you see a fair amount of access points, doors, and such. And the one in the middle right here is actually... Oh, I just drew instead of pinged. Let's ping. The one in the middle right here is actually a portcullis. And the bars are currently down. And you see no other real items of interest other than the continuing rubble that you come across. You do have a sense of foreboding in this room.
There's no design on the portcullis, I take it, correct? No motifs or anything like that?
There is no more motif or design on the portcullis.
Ugh. Okay.
No levers in the room or anything?
No levers in the room. You basically see that the door to the... This is where it gets hairy because I have to remember all the room numbers. So the door...
Harry, what are we doing? Fighting in a
The
moment?
northeastern door is made of stone. The southeastern door is made of wood. And the portcullis is made of wood as well.
As he's gonna approach the portcullis and see if he can't see through it, looks like there's a hallway down there from what I can see from the map. But
Correct. Yep. Looking through the bars, looking down the hallway with your vision that you have, you can faintly make out what you think is yet another portcullis down the hallway and maybe a turn. But from your vantage point that you have, you think maybe it's open, or it could just be the distance and the darkness playing tricks on you.
right. And you said the northeast is stone, the southeast is wood.
Northeast is stone. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, northeast is stone.
Does this stone door appear the same as the first one we encountered?
It does in terms of design. It does not in terms of its receptacle and or potential magic properties.
So, Ash, do we see any auras on this then?
DM, do I see any auras?
bring yourself into the room and let me see. Okay, you do not. There are no magical properties you can detect.
Not on the doors, just this nasty, whatever the heck is going on here.
Yup.
So
Do, 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 do.
I'm sorry, I'm not entirely sure how a portcullis works. If I remember correctly, it's operated by a chain or something, right?
Right.
That raises and lowers it.
Right.
Yep.
It's present. So it's not like it's broken or whatever. It's there for you to basically work the chain if you want to make the bars go up.
Okay. But that would probably be pretty loud because we're in a damp, moldy area. There's air here, which means that the wetness has probably gotten through the oil into the chain and rusted it all to hell.
You are quite perceptive, yes.
Also, it's a wooden portcullis. The thing's gonna rattle like hell.
Well, if it's made out of wood and we're in a damp area, think of those shelves that we saw that were all fucking already. I'm pretty sure I could kick this thing in, is what I'm trying to get across.
Either way, it's noisy.
Yeah, well, also moving a stone door is going to be. Well, I'd like to believe that a stone door would be loud. So
wooden door.
again, if everybody's in agreement, that's just again my 2 cents on it. So
Makes sense.
Sense to me.
I am fine with that.
all right, same routine. Traps and lock.
Tali stands back and uses Mage Hand to check the door.
Can you just use Mage Hand like at will?
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Basically, as long as Talia is telling me that she's using Mage Hand as a cantrip, which is the only way you can really use it, yes. It can
Okay.
be used pretty much whenever.
Yes, and due to here, I'll just pop the feature into the thing here.
I'm just curious because Azzy is like secretly in love with magic and is trying to teach
There,
himself.
that's the feature
stuff.
that I'm using. Basically, it lets me do all sorts of fun things with Mage Hand.
What is legerdemain?
It's a fancy word that means cool rogue shit.
Right. Basically, like sneaky, flashy shit. that
Sneaky
rogues
flashy, picking locks, etc.
How much weight can it hold?
5 pounds.
How much does my sword weigh?
do. Probably more than 5 pounds.
3 pounds. My sword weighs 3
Oh,
fucking pounds.
shit.
Are you telling me that I can't make? Can I use this to
Corrected,
make an
10
attack?
pounds. No, you cannot
No.
attack with it.
Yeah,
It can
doesn't
hold the
become-
sword for you. It can't make an attack with it, though.
You could be like, here, hold this, and it would hold it. But that's
You could have a floating hand that is a squire.
I've lost interest knowing that I can't attack with it. So anyway, on we go.
Hand Squire, bring me my sword.
Squire!
Oh,
But Azzy, you could literally have an invisible hand hold another flask of grog for you.
I don't
Triple
need.
triple fisting.
That would be dangerous.
Here's why I don't drink with you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't need more than one hand, I promise.
All right, so
I checked the door.
the door is not trapped.
Is it locked?
The get the right door. Hold on. The door is not locked.
All right. Azzy will go ahead and push it open then.
All right, so here's the trick with this door. There is no handle, and there is no hinges that you can see on the sides. So you have to assume that the hinges may be at the top, in which case, in order to get through this door, you will need to push and lift it above your head to go through.
Let's just burn the door down.
No.
Yeah, I vote against.
As
All
you
in favor of looking at the druid askance, as she suggests burning things very frequently. Aye.
Now, forest fires are natural.
I understand her reasoning
Required.
for want to burn it down. Trust me, I would like nothing more than to do that. But fire in an enclosed space with low oxygen, unfortunately, not a good mixture. I hold up the door for the others to get through as you move ahead.
Okay. Fancy. As you proceed through the door, you see a small, short hallway leads in front of you to yet another wooden door. This little hallway is strewn with the similar rubble and dull flagstone that you've seen everywhere else so far.
All right. What is this attempt number 1, 2, 3? This will be 4.
What's behind door number 4?
Give or take.
Tell me, DM San.
Well, I mean, you're going in, right? So you're in the hallway, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it trapped?
Well, are you in position to determine if it's trapped or not?
Not yet.
I am now.
Okay. Go ahead and check for me. Oh, you already did, didn't you? You rolled a 22.
Yes, I did.
It is not trapped.
Is it locked?
It is not locked.
Where are the hinges?
It's not locked or trapped, guys.
The hinges are on the left-hand side.
I'm gonna make this one go up. I'm gonna make this one go left. Make up your
Assuming-
mind, dude.
Assuming that I can see the hinges, I'll be pulling the door towards me. So
And it doesn't move.
I push it open.
It still doesn't move. It appears to be stuck.
Somebody
Just
can- we can
burn
actually-
it down.
What? Guys, I need to tell you how fucking significant this is. In all the years that I've fucking been playing D&D, never once have I ever actually had to see somebody make a strength check to bust open a stuck door. Despite the fact that in literally every player's handbook
It always talks about
since
it.
first edition, it talks about using strength to bust open stuck doors.
Or a pry bar. Or use a pry
Or a
bar.
pry bar.
But it never fucking happens. And here we are. Guess what? The door's stuck.
Azzy,
Or
do
you
this
could
thing,
attempt
you
to
magical
open
creature.
hinges and not break the door down, making noise.
I'm sorry, Caster. What was that?
We could try and oil the hinges before we kick the door down.
I think the last time anybody toyed with oil, it was Talia, and she did a
I'm-
magnificent effect in which she almost killed. Actually, I'm pretty sure she did kill several people, and I'm pretty sure I'm the only person who came out of it unscathed. So
No
I'm all
way.
for it. Talia, you got any more oil?
Legit question. I do have 2 more flasks of oil.
Oh wait. So you guys were just bitching about the strength check for this. Are we doing that or not?
I mean, if you want to do it, it's just saying.
I'm
To be fair,
saying
I didn't
do
bring
it.
up the strength check. I was saying maybe try.
I'm saying do it. I've never seen it happen. Complete my life.
If we're not gonna go
please.
stealthy anymore, that's cool. I just wanted to make sure before we did this.
Do it. Get the fucking door.
Well, if you want to try oiling the hinges, we'll do that first. Try to maintain our advantage. Make sure nothing.
There's not much advantage to be fair. You have a light on your shoulder. And
Yeah,
now you
it's-
want to go down cheap diets and shit. Have any oil?
All right, look, I'm just gonna fucking kick the goddamn door.
I just wanted to remind people of options. Now we can kick down the door and be super cool guys.
So you run up and give a mighty boot to the door,
Stub your fucking toe, apparently.
and it rattles with much resistance and does not give way.
Now that he's failed, it's good. Aw, he did it.
Fuck
before.
you.
Okay. You
He gets angry.
you grunt and grit your teeth and try again. And you punt the door off its hinges 5 feet into the room.
Well, the motivation worked.
And from this action, which I assume you will be farther forward than you are currently, let me just change a couple things here.
Actually, I will not be moving because I have made Chan to do things for me. Nice.
Oh, yeah, second and 9. This is gonna be good.
What the fuck? We should have burned the door.
There's a bunch of dead things in here that suddenly took interest in the fact that the door fell over and made some noise.
No, too bad
So-
the clerics are back.
Go ahead and let me clear this list first, because apparently it still has old rolls from our troll encounter in it. Okay, now you can add your rolls. While I go through and add the rolls for these as well.
Oh, initiative time. Okay.
No, the list is just getting progressively longer because they want to give us all a hug.
I rolled a 5. The rogue goes last.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay,
On our turn, we can run away.
let me just sort this here. Oh, and Bear wants to be a part of this fight now, so
It's giant cat comes roaring through.
Whose side is the cat on? Is the real question.
No one's. It's a cat.
Doesn't matter. I'll tame it. It's fine.
It's a
Ash
cat.
is the only one to come out alive.
As the Cat Lord of Greyhawk manifests within the room.
all right. So
Points if you understand the reference.
these many undead notice your presence, obviously from the door being kicked in, and they are kind of turning towards you, like they're ready to rumble. But Ash, you apparently got the jump on them. So, what would you like to do?
I'm going to, for bonus action, cast Flame Blade. And I don't know why it's making me roll, but sure.
It's just whenever you summon it, it doesn't attack. So basically, like if you want to summon the Flame Blade, it can just do the spell, and it's like, okay, it's summoned. And then whenever you do the attack, it does the spell attack and then the damage.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna hold my attack. I just want to cast it and have it and hold my attack.
Okay, fair enough.
And that's it.
Alrighty. It is now this lovely dude's turn, and he is gonna do a little shamble and make his way up front among all these other corpses, and he's gonna attempt to see if he can give Azzy a touch. And let me find which one of these many tabs for monster cards I have to roll the correct one. Alright, so he's going to attempt to claw at Azzy. And he crit fails. So he basically gets his hand caught in the wall, and he only has one hand now. And that is the end of his turn. It's now Azzy's turn unless he wants to do a reaction, but he wasn't actually hit. But so if you have a reaction that works, if they attacked you in general as a reaction, you could use that.
Riposte. When a creature misses you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction and expend one superiority die to make a melee weapon attack against it.
There you go. You can give him a fucking sorting of a lifetime.
You can have brought him with your longs.
All right, so Shocker 23 is a hit for 4 damage plus 2 for the damage, so 6.
Yep.
All right. He looks like an idiot and feels like an idiot.
So, now that it is actually my turn, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to do like a bulwark type of thing, where I just kind of like severely brace myself for an attack.
Okay.
And make sure that nothing can get by me. So I don't want to be shovable or anything. Like I want to brace for that. Is that a thing, or is that like?
It's not really per se. Like you can take a defensive posturing in terms of like an action during your turn, but yeah, there's not really like a fully fledged like I want to be a blocker shield in a hallway so that nothing can get by me kind of thing. Granted, they couldn't anyways, but if you wanted to basically consume your movement, I could give you like increased armor class or something like that as a thing for doing that.
I know exactly. This is what I was doing. He needs to take the dodge action. When you take the dodge action, you focus entirely on avoiding attacks until the start of your next turn. Any attack roll made against you has disadvantage if you can see the attacker, and you make dexterity saving throws with advantage. You lose the benefit if you're incapacitated or your speed drops to 0. You can still use your reaction to make opportunity attacks that way, but you don't have to move from your position. And enemies already, by the rules, cannot move through your square anyways. So
I thought they could if they expended 10 points of movement.
Not between enemies. So like you can if it's through a friendly target, but they cannot pass through an enemy target.
Okay, cool. Okay, I misunderstood that completely.
Right.
Right.
Like think of it like if you're in a hallway in a ship and you have to kind of like sidestep against the wall to let someone pass. Like that's the extra movement.
Yeah.
Versus an enemy where you're like, you're not fucking passing me. I'm not moving another way for you.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm tracking. I thought it was sort of like a shove type deal. All right.
No,
Anyway.
However, there's also the Sentinel feat, which allows you to basically, whenever you hit something with an opportunity attack, it basically is forced to stop in its tracks, because you reduce its speed to 0 for the turn. But that's neither here nor there. Continuing.
Okay. So, before I go any further as well, I see Nokris is all the way in the back of the group. Is that where we're having him start? Is that is our formation set?
From my understanding, he was still holding the door up to let people into the hallway.
Okay.
I don't know if he meant to move or not from that position, but that is where I assumed he was still at.
I mean, I'm not going to be able to move too far up anyway in that time because I would have let it down and then moved up, at least here, and I assume by that point you would have kicked in the door, correct?
I mean, I had 2 opportunities to do it, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, no. I don't think I would have moved too far ahead just to make sure we weren't getting flanked by anything.
Okay.
But, yeah, so I am back here, unfortunately.
Sorry, I have to look at some of my other attacks.
No, it's okay. I get it. This is a different experience than what we've seen thus far, so.
Yeah.
Dungeons really changes this up.
I am also, unfortunately, way down on the table.
Yeah, well... Actually, since you're all the way on the bottom, it'd probably be best
I am not the bottom. I am just the bottom of a lot of people at the moment.
Yeah, but you'd also be consuming all 30 points of your movement, and I can only offer you 15. So,
yeah.
And I don't think I can do that with 3 people in front of you.
Yeah. 5, 10.
I
I
do
get
not
to be
understand.
right on top of Talia, which I
Cannot.
don't know how much she wants to share space with a big, burly dragon man.
The answer is 0.
I would share
I
my
am
space with
engaged.
you,
Thank
Nocris.
you.
You could share my space.
Oh, thank you.
As much as Italia enjoys Nocris's presence, she will politely decline as she is engaged. So, yes, moving on.
All right.
Kill the zombies.
I think I will just make 2 attacks against the one that swiped against me.
Fair enough.
Wow. All right, cool. So I'm guessing I missed both times.
You would think that. However, in this particular instance, you did in fact connect.
Wow. Okay, cool.
I mean, these things have been down here quite a while.
All right, well, that's all I'm going to do.
All right, so let me just total that up. Hold on. You got 12?
12.
Total?
Yep.
So the undead creature to your right loses its other arm as you lop it off of the body. So now it has a stumpy arm and no arm, but it still has teeth. And you said that was the end of your turn?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Now it's this next stumpy guy's turn here. He's kind of similarly, I don't really want to use the term rotten, but he's kind of not all there in terms of his physical components. He's going to make a move forward as well. And he's going to slide in here between his bros and attempt to see if he can hit you. Yes, Ash, you can cast a cantrip while concentrating on a spell. As long as it is not another spell that requires concentration, you should be good. Okay. So he's going to take a swing at you with his juicy components, let's say. And he also crit fails. This is actually the most amazing thing I've ever seen. This is the second time that they've rolled a crit fail for the hit. So he basically swings and he connects really well with the wall that is to your left. And he basically like shatters his arm off up to the elbow because, yeah, he went for the fence and he's a little extra decomposed. So you'll take your attack of opportunity, which is a hit for 8, plus 2 is 10. He is barely still standing at this point, as he has lost a leg. And actually, you know what? Let me give him a, what is it? Probably Dex. Give him a Dex save to see if he holds his feet. He rolled a 6. So he's now prone. You lopped his leg off. He is now toppled to the ground. He is now on the ground. Where's the symbol? There we go. All right. That is the end of his really exciting turn. Now it is this particular undead's individual's turn. He's going to do the shuffle and come forward and realize that he can't do anything and just kind of like dumbly bounce into the back of the guy in front of him. And that is his turn. Same guy's going to say, oh shit, there's people in here. There's fucking food or something. I haven't eaten anything in like fucking 5,000 years or some shit. So, all right, cool. And he's going to do the same thing and pile on because he can't get through. This zombie is now currently up, and he's like, yo, why you guys crowding me? And he's actually going to turn around and attack the zombie behind him because They are dumb zombies. And he hits, and he knocks that zombie back for 7 damage, knocking him back 5
Damn.
feet. And then it's the undead dude over here's turn, and he's like, "What's everybody doing down here?" And he comes down, and he's like, "Hey, there's some shit going on, huh? All right, I'm in." End of his turn. Next zombie in the back, finally figuring out that the door even fell off the hinges, and is like, "Hey, maybe I should figure out what's going on with that." And he comes forward. Knockers, it is now your turn.
Okay, so I'm going to move up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I'm right behind Azzy, and I can see into the room, and I see what's going on in there. And give me a minute.
I just want to let you know that I was kind of waiting for this part.
For what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I kind of see what's going on, and I see that this could turn ugly real fast. So I aim right here,
Mhm.
and that should give me enough room. And I put my greatsword over Azzy's shoulder as he's standing there, and I just say to him, "Don't move," as I let a flicker of magical energy down my sword, and I cast Fireball into the room at 4th level.
Give me some dice.
Turn your sword
Everybody
into a
roll a
tank
reflex
gun.
save in there.
All right, so reflex.
What'd you say,
saves.
Talia?
Did you just turn Azzy into like the turret of a tank and your sword into the main gun, basically?
Goddamn straight I did. I'm a fucking sorcerer paladin. I will use my sword as my weapon for every occasion.
PHP does say to be creative.
All right.
I just picture like a futuristic Azzy and Nokris, and Azzy still has his shield, and he just says, "Get down!" He gets down, and he throws his shield over his head, and Nokris drops this giant cannon on top of it.
I'm still rolling their reactions, but so far it hasn't been good.
Yep.
Considering that most of these things have a dex of 6 with a -2, so
I mean, let's be real here. If Knockers hadn't cast Fireball, the cleric is just going to turn undead and destroy them all.
Or we could have just let this play out, you know? I only have to deal with 2 at a time.
Also
I
fair.
want to kill things too.
Because that
Cleric's
means
like, let me do my fucking job.
I can the zombies from back here. Okay, I only have my cleric to fall back on.
I mean, if he hadn't done that and the cleric wouldn't have turned undead, I was just gonna cast web and tell y'all to light it on fire. So
I could hold these
Okay.
guys here permanently.
so it's if they succeed, it's half damage.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So I know I just had to get the gist of that. So half damage would be what, 20? All right.
Mhm.
So. All right. So everyone except for this guy and this
Mhm.
guy failed.
Okay, so they're taking 44 points of fire damage because I also have my elemental affinity for my sorcerer levels now.
Right. So give me a second here.
Yup.
okay, time's up.
And,
Damn.
and this guy didn't. He dodged, but
Is this the point where Azzy turns around and looks Knockers dead in the face with his eyebrows singed off?
all right. So the fireball rips into the room and detonates. All these dumbass undead that are in here and are a little extra juicy. Quickly were engulfed in the explosion and flames, drying them out rather quickly and leaving quite a mess on the floor. The one remaining undead over here in the corner feels like maybe he won the lottery, but he doesn't know what the fuck the lottery is because he's undead. And he is now currently wearing the scalp of the guy that was in front of him as it was blown off of his head and is kind of stuck to his face a little bit.
Ew.
Yummy.
And I assume that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
As
Okay.
he looks back at Nokris and says, "That still wouldn't have killed me."
All right, so
I believe it.
so this undead guy over here basically is like, all right, well, it's my turn now, I guess, and I'm still standing. So he's gonna shamble forward, and he's gonna say, "Oh, well, there's this guy in front of me. I've got a shield, but let's fucking try to hit him anyways, because that's how I roll, because I'm undead." And he rolled a 22. So he actually hit. We might have our first damage of the battle, ladies and gentlemen, for 9 damage, slashing. So you can do your negation of what, like 3 of that?
Give me 1 second.
Okay. Or unless you're gonna further fight back.
Alright. Oh, it's not showing me all of my fucking things. 1, 2, 1. What the fuck? Okay, cool. I guess I don't have them anymore. Oh well. Yeah, I'll just take that. You said 9?
Yes.
$8,374 HP.
Oh Jesus. All right, so that is the end of his turn. Caster, you are up. All right, he is going to use,
Just die.
what is that? Sacred Flame, yeah.
Correct.
I'll roll the dex save for this, but I'm not expecting a succeed. So
I mean, he did it before.
he rolled
And he hit
rolled a
me
5.
right after that.
He rolled a 5. He used
All right.
he used all of the action he had, and rolled a 5. So he
Wave my
takes 15 points of damage, and surprisingly, he's still alive by a thread.
Damn. Can we just like tie it up and keep it at this point? Like, goddamn.
I mean, if you want, you probably
They're
could.
not walkers.
They're just about as good as them. Though.
We fucking bullied this thing. We killed all of its friends. I mean, come on. It must have been laying with these dudes for 1,000 years.
Getting more damaged undead. But
I mean, they were bros. They were bros because they'd been there for so long together.
in my turn. Talia, kill this thing, please. You can move.
All right, so Talia's turn.
I almost want to just cast friends on it, but
I don't think it works on undead, unfortunately.
did I see it even past all these dudes?
Can you see past them?
Yeah, to see it.
Not necessarily. I mean, you could probably have an idea of like there's a figure at the far end in front of everyone, and you can hear the noises that it makes, but you can surmise what it is, but you can't actually like look it in the eye.
Well, in that case, drawing my rapier as I move 30 feet up. I am not leaving its reach, so therefore no provoking an attack of opportunity. And then I attack.
So you're gonna try to corner walk through the door past this thing to hit it.
Yes.
So, all right. So you were what? You were next to Ash, right? So it would be 5, 10, 15,
20,
20,
25, 30.
25, 30, 35.
I'm counting
Back
30.
and
Well, you
running
got to
action.
walk through 3
Ash.
people, right?
Right. He's counting the extra step to get through 3 of us as some extra movement, I would guess.
Oh, right. Bonus action dash.
Okay.
Okay.
So for
I'm
60.
covered.
Yep. Fair enough.
Okay.
So go ahead
Now I
and
stab
do
it.
your attack. Okay, so let's put a little extra flavor on this. So as you sprint through and charge past everyone in line, you leap forward with your rapier and jump onto this disgusting thing, ramming your rapier through it and obliterating it upon the floor where you come to rest in front of it, and it is no more.
But then I pull my rapier out and I realize, hey, this thing is mostly cooked at this point due to all the fire damage it takes.
I don't think you want to eat it, though.
Yeah, but that's the point where I turn around and I look at those two standing behind Azzy, and I'm like, why is my rapier all sticky now? What did you do?
You were there. You saw it.
I'm not sure I did because I was fucking blinded by the repeated flashes of fire magic.
It was only one thing of fire magic. Mine was just only light. I shaped like fire because reasons. Don't worry about it.
All
When he uses and suggests fire magic, it's all yay, the whole room is dead. But when I say, oh, we should burn down a door,
All right,
You're
listen,
psychotic
you tiny-
because you're a druid.
All right, listen, you tiny tyrant. Nobody suggested, or he didn't suggest fire magic. He literally put a cannon on my shoulder and fucking fired. If I had an option in the matter, I probably still would have taken it. But
Did someone say cast suggestion? I can do that.
No.
All right,
Gotcha.
so coming through all the wrecked bodies that now inhabit the room, you are currently standing in a room where it is very simply flagstoned, like you saw before. There is some rubble. There are odd, random body parts that are now everywhere. Comically enough, you also see scrawling upon the wall to the north that says explosive runes. And on the south wall, you see that there is a hole that has been blown into the wall, and you do not see anything on the other side.
I think none of us were in there.
I do agree, Ash. I should have listened to you earlier and just let you burn down the door.
no, fuck that. This was much more entertaining.
We did
I
it
say
in one
that-
round, so.
I say that having lost 9 health.
And your eyebrows. But anyways, I would like to check the next door.
Okay. So as you cross through the room and get to the door, if everyone could please roll a 1d4 for me.
Oh no. Cute JoJo meme.
And then just reduct that amount of HP.
Still got 2 temporary left. Thank you,
Oh, no,
Claire.
that's not temporary. That's your max until those 8 hours pass. That's your new max.
It is still temporary in terms of
Oh,
Keep
yeah,
in
it just
mind.
means that it does
Mechanics. But
back
yeah.
until the 8 hours are up and it comes back. Yeah.
Okay. So now you would like to check the door.
Yes. I'm going to check the door.
All right.
What kind of door is it?
The door is a wood door. It has hinges.
On the sides?
On the sides.
Our luck
Okay.
just keeps getting
The,
better.
the DM is not J.R.R. Tolkien. He doesn't need to spend 3 pages describing a door.
Yes, he does.
Each individual little toothpick of the fibers of the door are swollen in various and different depth upon the flush face of the wood as it's been aged and warped by time and much dampness.
Charred a little bit from that.
It is
explosion.
not trapped,
That I can tell.
that you can tell.
Is it locked?
It is not locked.
is there a handle that I can see to help me obviously open the door?
There is a handle, which you can
I
see.
open the door.
It goes thunk.
So it doesn't open.
It does not open.
I back off. I point at the door and
And
look
burn
at
it
Ezzy.
down.
Yeah, Ash, come on, burn the door down.
Why do you want me to burn it down? Why don't we just strength check it again?
So we had to do it at least once. Come on.
Oh, it's magic time. Punching things is over.
Just trying to give everybody their fair chance here. Come on, little girl, let's go.
Can I use my sword to set it on fire? Because I don't actually have any fire cantrips.
It is a flaming sword which you are holding in your hand. So
You still have
Alright.
it.
What do you want me to do?
go
Like, what do you want me to roll? I mean,
go hit the door with your spell attack.
Got an A into the door.
I mean, you could do that too, as part of the flourish of the attack. All right, so you definitely hit because the door is not moving. And I will assume that you will deal enough damage to be able to break it.
trying to find my spell again.
Okay.
Oh,
So 8 damage. That's fine. Because you did the spell attack for the first swing. So
Yeah.
So you connect for 8 damage. You give a little flourish and carve your initial in the door. And it takes a little bit of time, but it does burn through. And the door is no longer there. And it's also a feat of amazement that you were able to strike the door from such a distance successfully. Aha! Okay, so the door is now no longer there. So the room ahead of you is now open. I have to look up which room number this actually is. So let me see that. Okay, room. Okay, I'm now looking at the room. All right, so as you enter the room, you see yet again these familiar dull gray flagstone interior, rubble strewn about as is the usual. To the east side, there is a large chasmous crack in the floor. It's roughly, let me see, I'll just draw it on the floor. Freehand. How's that? That's beautiful. Large chasmous crack over here on the floor that would have enough space for passage. But also, as you are now in this room and feel the slight presence of moving air, is apparently the source from which air is flowing into this area. There is a few doors to be seen in here. There is a door to the, let's see, west. That is a wooden door. Immediately to your left, there is a door to the north side that is visible on the edge, on an angle slightly. That is visible up here. I should actually ping it instead of just talk about it. This door is visible on the edge as made of stone.
All right. As he's gonna walk over to this chasm and look down to see how deep it is.
Okay. So you take a peek in the chasm and you look down. You see down below some darkness and faint glint and glittering of light. Potentially, you think maybe it's like a water source or something else that might be down there glittering back at you. But the distance down, you're figuring, is probably about 100 feet.
You said the northern door up here is stone, correct?
Made of stone. Yep.
Um,
Is my detect magic still up?
Lasts for about 10 minutes, so theoretically, yes, it would still be up. Because the amount of time that combat would have taken would have been close to nothing.
Okay. Is there anything magical in the room?
You can tell that there is kind of like a faint emanation of magical energy coming up from the chasm. There are also some... let me double check these here. I gotta check all these listings in the room. You see some magic detection on the wooden door to the left of the way you just came in. And it looks to be abjuration again. And like I said, the chasm, the crack in the chasm, and otherwise you do not detect any other magic in this room.
I relay this to the group.
Okay. Now you all know.
Magic isn't here.
You want me to attempt to spell the abjuration on the door? Or...
I mean, yeah, if we can.
Which door is that? The west one?
Yeah.
Well,
Wait.
hold on.
Oh, hold on. I missed something. I'm mistaken. You also note that there is a slight sense of illusion or some form of magic that is coming from this corner of the room as well.
Okay, before you go waste your dispel magic, I'm going to suggest something. Everybody stand back. I will set whatever it is off from a distance with Mage Hand. That way it doesn't affect anybody.
I mean, do we want to risk that though? Because what if whatever thing is in here comes because it feels us that we just made this thing go off?
Yeah, the alarm spell. There's the abjuration.
Well, I mean, speaking from personal experience with things like magical traps and whatnot, they're also probably going to know that the trap has been dispelled. So if I give us time to not waste, some of your personal magical reserves on doing something like dispelling it and perhaps using it for something a little more useful, I can do this as much as I want as I wave Mage Hand.
Not that we can see it, mind you, it's invisible.
I can choose to make
Oh.
it invisible. Otherwise, it looks like a ghostly hand.
Oh. I mean, I'm down for that plan, but I'd also like to investigate this illusion over here.
I should probably dispel before we get close to it. To be fair.
When it comes to the illusion, I will 100% agree with the dispel there. Just not on something that's potentially trapped.
Okay.
Aim towards the illusion.
Okay, so you succeed with your innate spell, challenge rating, whatever you want to call it, and dispel the illusion. Dispelling the illusion on the wall basically converts what you see, it looks like a normal standard wall, into a wooden door that has no hinges on the sides and has kind of a handle affixed to it in the middle of the door. It's not
Ash kind of
not a
Ash
twistable
kinda-
handle, it's a grip handle.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Ash.
grumbles and she's just like, I'm so fucking sick of all these doors.
Ash is doing the dance in the wall, I see, okay.
This room doesn't have any markings in it either. It's just as bare as the last few have been, correct, Junie?
This is correct, yep.
The last room wasn't bare.
besides the runes and writing on it that said explosive rune.
Yeah.
And then there was a wall to the south that had what looked like an explosive rune that worked.
Wonder if that could kill me.
Let's not test the theory.
Alright. Well, the door was illusioned. The door to the west is magically inclined with warding magic. We have a stone door up here, which is not magicked.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have this illusion door. The door itself, is that magicked?
The door is not magicked.
Is it? Well, should we check it for traps first?
Which door is this? The stone one up top?
The newly discovered illusion
Yeah,
door.
I'll draw on the map for you because I don't have
Okay,
a way
yes.
of. I don't have a way of clearing like the background, so I'll just do this. Shape. Fill. So that is a door.
Gotcha. I can move up there and check it real quick.
Yes, please.
Checking for traps. Perception. There you
You locate a trap.
go. Ooh, what kind of trap we dealing with here?
It is a fire trap.
Like mechanical or magical?
Mechanical. Basically, it basically would effectively rain fire down on you from the ceiling.
Are we talking like a floor triggered kind of thing, or like it triggers just like by a trip sort of thing? Like I open the door and I get fire in the head.
It's a mechanical trigger on the door.
Okay. I informed the party that yes, this door is trapped. And explain the nature of the trap. I asked what they would want to do to proceed here. So we can either set it off, or I can try and disable it. But if I fail to disable it, chances are it's going to go off anyways, especially with the nature of this particular trap.
You need your mage hand to activate it?
I could try to do that, yes.
Well,
Do
how
that.
far does it ray down?
What, the fire trap?
Yeah.
It would rain all the way to the floor. Or are you talking
I
about
mean-
distance from there? It would
Yeah.
it would be basically in a like 10-foot around the area. So basically, it would be the box that would encapsulate you and Talia, the one behind you and Talia, and then basically be it.
Okay.
So just like a quick blast of flame down there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not a quick blast, but an intense blast.
It's not magical either. Let me see what I have in my little bag of tools and tricks here to help us out.
Should I be this close?
Probably
No,
not.
you should not. Please back up.
I think neither of you should be that close.
should I be here right now?
The mage hand doing the checking with the poking at things. Because I don't want to lose their
Well,
vibe.
my issue is, and you said this was what kind of door? Stone or wooden?
It's a wooden door.
Okay. So here's my problem: is that if the trap opens by the door, or the trap goes off by the door opening, I don't know that my mage hand can apply enough force to actually push the door open and trigger the trap. So,
What if I just
give me a sec while I set this up.
What if I just hold my shield over my head and, do the thing?
I mean, if you really want to take that damage and risk it, otherwise I have a plan. I pull out my coil of hempen rope from my bag, hand it off to my mage hand, and use the mage hand to tie it around the door handle.
Okay.
and then I step back, uncoiling the rope behind me as I go, leaving it enough slack so I don't accidentally yank it open while I'm still in range.
Mm-hmm.
And then I step back towards Azzy, and then I yank the door open.
Okay, so you pull on the rope.
Yep.
The
To yank
trap,
the door open.
the trap triggers, and your rope is incinerated, but you have slid the door a little bit as it slides down instead of pulling open. So the door slid down a little bit, and the fire intensely blasts the shit out of your rope and the floor, and you feel the heat as it singes in front of you, and then it's gone.
Okay.
That's cool as shit.
It's probably safe now.
As he goes,
Probably.
pushes.
Best,
As he goes
the
and
best
pushes-
words.
As he goes and pushes the door the rest of the way down.
Okay. It's like, that was cool as shit. It's probably safe now. All right, so you slide the
Oh.
door the rest of the way down, and the door is now open.
I'm in the room.
My 50 feet of rope.
Okay. So, yes, your rope is no more. You have now entered the room. Let me give you a description of what we're looking at here. In this particular room, you see the familiar gray flagstone. You see some destroyed bookshelves and things strewn about along the walls, some writing desks and chairs. And basically, some of the materials that are there may actually still be legible, so you could investigate them if you wanted to. You see a few doors here as well. There is a door that is to the east. You're just rolling investigation for what? Checking the stuff in the room?
Yeah, you said I couldn't technically investigate those books, so.
Okay. Fair enough. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I will get you.
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
get you your book information. So you find a door to the east, which is made of. We are in room. Okay, the right one. East entry. This is an iron door, but it's pretty rusty. There is a door to the west, which is the southwest door, which is made of wood. And there is a door to the north, which is again made of stone. You feel a foreboding presence in the room, as you always seem to, and mostly everywhere you've been in here thus far. And you are now investigating the books. And if anyone else wanted to move into the room to investigate or search around for things of interest, be by all means. So Azzy, in among
You
the
said
books,
something about books?
yes, in among the books, you find an old, dusty, and somewhat damp journal, but you're able to make out at least one page of it. And on that page, the writer, the individual scribing the note in the journal, lists out the coming of the one who has brought fiendish power upon them and has left them sealed in this temple that is now more like a crypt.
Huh.
Which door? The one that's the stone door? Back in that room? Okay, hold on. I just have to make sure I'm on the right door. Okay. You're gonna try to. What are you trying to do to the door? You want to check?
Checking
You
it.
said. Well, you said check the door, but what does that mean? Do you want to try to open it? Do you want to try to check it for traps? Do you want to?
I'm just gonna try and open.
Okay, gonna try to open it. It's stuck.
Monk
Doesn't
strength. Go.
Let Azzy break the door down. So I think
And you
we'll
got to
try-
remember, this one's made of stone. So your ability to try to break the door is going to be pretty tough, but could still be done.
feeling stubborn. I'm gonna give it a shot. Is it a athletics or strength or what do I
Strength.
actually roll?
You just rolled me a strength check.
Seeing this go on, Ash is gonna cast guidance.
You need all the help you can get.
Hey, wait, are there hinges on the door?
There are.
Heck,
Here, I will, upon hearing this go on, I'm going to exit the room.
head out. Here.
So you give the door a mighty shoulder, and it doesn't even flinch. But your shoulder does.
Would you like a flask of oil to try and make the door a little bit easier to open?
Please.
Take one. Here you go, flask of oil.
Put
Pass.
the oil on the hinges.
You can also apply your guidance caster if you want from your check, but spoiler, that applying that guidance roll will not be enough to force the doors
I
to
didn't
so.
think it would. So I apply the oil to the hinges,
Okay.
and I'll ask Tyler to check if it's locked. Tyler, can you
Okay.
check if it's locked? Because I didn't bother checking for anything.
I'm gonna go with no on
The-
instinct.
The door is not locked.
Oiled it up. Gonna hit it again, I guess. Try and strengthen the oil.
Gonna hit it again. So you feel the door budge a little bit. Okay, so with the extra you added from guidance, you feel the door give way as you shoulder against it, and it creaks and then begins to actually slide open. And it opens into a very short and small room where you find there is a pile of shiny bits on the floor.
Shiny.
So I guess whoever wants to jot down this particular grouping of items, it will be a list of treasure.
If somebody else wants to do that, I gotta go check because my dog started barking and it's 10:30 at night here.
Okay.
Be careful.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so you got 1,200 gold pieces. You have a bolt of silver inlaid cloth that is worth 2,000 gold pieces. It's fine as fuck. You got a gold brooch that is worth 900 gold. You have an ornate silver mirror set inlaid with malachite that is worth 1,300 gold. There is a zircon ring set with an onyx stone worth 700 gold. The grand total of all those components, 6,100 gold pieces.
Can you repeat the last two items on that list?
A ornate silver mirror inlaid with malachite that is worth 1,300 gold. And finally, a zircon ring, which is set with an onyx gemstone, worth 700 gold pieces.
Is anyone else just a little suspicious of all this stuff just kind of in a pile in a crypt?
Well, maybe shedding a little bit of light on this. This wasn't actually a crypt.
This looks like it might have been a city, or at least
It was a temple, according to this journal.
temple to what?
Doesn't say. But dragons were involved. I'd imagine one of the dragon gods.
Can I take a look at that?
Sure.
And what does it exactly say? Either you, Knight, or Junie, since I imagine he typed some of it to you.
No,
Nope.
I read it aloud. So basically, it was the section of journal entry on one of the pages that was still legible, and the individual whose penmanship wrote it basically stated that the one came and entered or saw upon us a fiendish magic, and sealed us in. And this temple has now become like a crypt.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I heard that wrong. I thought it was something else. I will, I guess, after seeing that, I'll take another look around the room and see if there is any identifiable way to try and figure out who this was a temple to, or to see if we can at least place a time period of when the temple was actually relevant of some type.
Does any of the treasure that we just got come off as magical to me with my detect magic?
None
Or
of the
does it appeal to Talia?
I'm sure all of it does. None of the treasure, but looking slightly above and behind the treasure, you denote that the wall, in fact, is showing some kind of magical presence as well.
I wouldn't touch that just yet if I were you guys. That wall back there's got some magic on it, and I don't know if I trust this room.
That wall right there. Okay. I'm in here with Azzy, so I don't
You want
know
me-
about no wall with treasure.
You want me to touch the wall? I'll touch the wall.
He touched the
Grab all the
butt.
treasure. I'll go and touch the wall.
So you're gonna go in and touch the wall, Caster? Okay.
Her icon just
Where did it go?
I tried to go into the room and it vanished.
What happens when you touch the magical wall? The druid
I warned you.
specifically
I warned
told
you.
you
I
not to
said-
touch the wall.
I said
I
that this
vanished
place was
myself
bad.
back.
I can get you back if you're truly gone, but
I'm
Turns out it was actually trapped by disintegration.
are you
right?
still highlighting your token? Like, do you see the numbers and stuff? Caster, do you see like numbers for HP and stuff when you have your token selected, or do you not see that?
I don't anything.
Because okay, so if you don't see anything, I don't know what happened. It just blinked out of existence. I'll just pull it in again.
You could try refreshing the page too.
Back.
Did you hit yourself with banishment?
Yeah, or the only other thing I think of too is you might have walked it off of the map or something, and it might have like somehow disappeared off the edge of the map. I don't know how that even works, but anyways, you can control that again, correct? Make sure that you can move that token. Just there you go. Yep. Okay, we're fine again. That was fucking weird. So,
Looking. I touched the wall.
yeah. So you touch the wall. And as you touch the wall, you figure out that it is actually a door made of stone, and applying pressure to the door as you touch it, you hear a slight click, and some blocks that are covered in spikes fall from above your head. So go ahead and give me a dexterity save.
Oof.
And give me a second here while I set up.
You can add that D4 to it.
I
Yeah,
think
guidance.
it's just. Is that? I thought it was just one roll. But
It's only one roll.
You didn't take that
I
roll,
used
did
it
you?
on the door.
Oh, I see it down the +4.
Okay, so you didn't successfully dodge. So I'm rolling the damage now.
Cleric's dead.
Only if it can go through 71 or no. Is it the instant
You have
kill
no
run?
idea what you're saving against, so
He said spikes on rocks. I'll be dead, but you might be able to revive my course of zombie if one of you is secretly a necromancer.
All right, so you take 36 points of damage.
Are you dead?
I'm
Better
almost.
not be.
I'm half. I've still got 35 hit points.
Good God. How many
So
hit
are
points do
you-
y'all have?
73 at max.
So, do we hear a boom come from like behind us?
You hear a loud thud, and then some tumbling, and the the apparent noise of "ow" from the other room.
It's not owl being said, but they don't. But unless they speak.
Right. So
Unless
the other
they-
thing too is, as you can see when you stepped on that tile for the hidden door, it cloaks you behind it. Hold on, let me see if I can send the shape to the other layer.
I looked at Ash and Talia. What happened?
Tiny man touch
Did it-
spiky button.
Some choice words are uttered under your breath in Celestial. I got it.
Not under my breath. I am very angry and shouting.
So quite
Most-
audibly.
Rotate myself, but still.
Is this the point where he accidentally utters some sort of password and the whole place lights up and
No,
you realize it's a temple to Bahamut?
nope. He
Not
just
yet.
he just cursed.
Draconic that would happen.
Is this something that we're gonna have to lift off of her?
No. It fell, collided, and then basically just like fell off. It wasn't. It was enough to knock you down, but it wasn't so heavy that it was like pinning you to the ground with spikes. Because if it was, you probably would have taken more damage than 36,
Yeah.
as you would have been impaled.
Did we overhear any other conversation at all of Ash going, "Don't touch that"?
I mean, I never said don't touch it.
Okay.
I never
Never-
said it either.
Okay. Never mind then.
You also never said to touch it, but you know that's neither here nor there.
I did warn. I did say maybe we shouldn't touch it.
As he just yells from the other room, "You alright in there?"
I go down and look.
I'm fine.
As I'm conversing with Ash and Talia, and I see Caster healing himself, I just go, listen to the people that probably tell you not to touch the thing that might be trapped. You might not get a second chance next time.
Say not to touch it. They just said there was interesting things on the wall. They never said it was bad things.
Assume
what
it's
you're
mostly
talking
bad
about.
in here.
Talia's eyes were entirely on the treasure. And then there was suddenly a collapsed cleric on the floor.
Pretty sure you couldn't see me because of the illusion still, right? Or was that dispelled when I touched it?
No,
Which
the
how that
illusion
works.
is on the illusion was on the door in front of you, which because
Right.
you activated the trap and basically touched the door, you saw through the illusion and broke a spell.
There's a door here. I'm very concussed though, so I'm not sure if you can see it.
Well, just don't reset the trap and hurt yourself again. I'm gonna go back into the other room with Azzy. You guys should probably join us. There's a lot of stuff in there that might help us understand what this place actually is.
Is bad, is what it is.
Agreed, it is bad, but something perverted it. It wasn't always like this, it seems. So, Junie, back to my original question of, am I able to... I'm going to search this room to see if I can find anything that would give me an indication of how old this place is, or to what dragon or deity they pray to in some regard, so I can better understand exactly what kind of area we're in.
As best as you are able to discern from your innate knowledge of draconic related things and or religions in general, you cannot make out anything from the current surroundings in this area that would tell you what individual or deity it may be that they were worshiping, what type of anything it is, or what the hell this place really was back in the day.
Okay. All we really have is this note that says something came in here and defiled the place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there's nothing really else. There's nothing else in this room so far.
There is nothing really else in this room so far.
Okay. All right. With that in mind, we have 3 doors.
Well, technically you have 4 now because the illusion has been dispelled on the other door. So this wall down here is a door made of stone.
Okay.
The trap is no longer active on. Neither is the illusion.
Okay. So we have 4 doors. One here, 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 and here.
And there.
Knowing that I saw the wall and then I see the bend here, I can rightfully assume that this door probably leads to this other section, even though I can't see through the door.
Correct. That is a safe assessment given the judgment of distances involved.
Okay.
Well, there's more rocks on this side.
So
Definitely more rocks.
I mean, if this is going to be a vote which way to go thing, I'm saying we head deeper in.
Well,
At this
the problem
point,
is
I've got sight of treasure.
At this point, we don't know necessarily which way is deeper in yet.
Oh. So. Well,
Because
in that
we
case,
don't know
north
what's beyond
or
this
east?
door, or this door, or this door.
I mean, just a basic idea of... Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'm yawning into the mic now.
A lot of doors leading into this vague direction. Here on the west door, though. Wonder what that means.
I'm probably just going to vote north or east. One of the two.
Thoughts from the others?
We've been getting most of this. May as well keep doing it.
Yeah, I'm down for whatever door.
I mean, whichever one it is, I'm going to end up checking it for traps. So
I guess the question becomes, do we want to clear this first floor and then proceed, or do we just want to proceed and damn whatever's behind us?
I would personally like to take the action of making sure we don't have anything coming up behind us, personally. There is something to be said to know what is already here versus waiting for it to surprise us.
Okay. Well, then the southwest door. That's a wood door, and if I heard correctly, the northern door is a stone door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's stick with our wood door pattern. Check it for traps, see if it's locked. I'll go in first, and we can go from there. That was also the room connected to the portcullis. So there may or may not be something in here.
That's right, you do have an eye for
detail.
architecture.
Maps
Alright.
are my thing.
Well, you're surmising a bit better than me, but I do agree. Let's head that way.
Because we know this door is stone, so that's pretty irrelevant. So that just leaves a stone door up here to get past and a stone door to get here to get past. So
Mm-hmm.
Well, are we going to finish this out now, or are we going to pick this up next week like normal? Because it's 10:40.
Yeah, we can stop here if you want. That's fine.
Yeah, it's just I'm getting kind of sleepy, and I don't know how much more attention I'm going to be able to pay.
Yeah, no problem. Then we will hold here until
Sorry, guys.
until
That's fine.
next week.
You're getting tired. That's understandable.
Yeah,
We got lots of treasure.
You did. You got
it's
about
not enough
you got
to
about
keep me awake.
6,100 gold's worth of treasure.
And I have more health than when we entered here because of my.
I'm sorry, can we go past that number one more time in all the constituent pieces?
6,100.
6,100's worth of gold. But you want the whole distribution again?
Yeah, like ignore the parts,
1,200.
like skip over the parts that are directly converting to money, like items and things.
Bolt of silver cloth or silver inlaid cloth. Golden
Don't
brooch.
care.
Ornate silver mirror inlaid with malachite. Zircon ring set with an onyx stone.
Let me see that ring.
It's all decoration stuff.
Yeah, none
I
of
pass it to her.
none of the
Oh,
stuff
you already
had any
checked it
magic
out?
in
Damn.
Yeah.
No, but I'm
She
more
looked at
worried
it.
about it being fucking cursed.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I mean you looked at it with your detect magic, and none of it shown magic in any kind of magic on it. So
Considering she was
Wow.
able to look over it and look into the room and see if the walls should probably not be touched, it said, "I don't think we should touch this."
and yet,
She not to touch it. She just said there was magic on it. I assumed it was just another normal illusion, and I was technically correct.
All right, I'm gonna
It's just that the
pause.
trap was not magic.
I'm gonna turn the stream off now.
There's
but
going to